It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Silver and Black. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Now, from the home of the Raiders since 2020, we're inside the spectacular Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Great to have you with us in this primetime battle. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Under the lights, we'll be putting in the spotlight the running backs. These are two teams, Greg, with backs who can tote it and carry it and make guys miss. They're going to give us a fun old-school game on the ground here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, Mike, because, I mean, how many of these games have you and I done where we start out saying, all right, the quarterbacks, the wide receiver, these two electric passing games, that's how these offenses are built. But now we have a little bit of a throwback, and for two teams that unapologetically say, we are going to run our offense through the running back position, we don't see that so often anymore. So for two guys like us that understand and appreciate the legacy and the history of this game, I think it's kind of fun.
A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
Is there a more exciting guy in the NFL to watch play quarterback than this guy, Mike? I mean, one of the most dynamic athletes to ever play the position. And what's truly unique about him is his ability to beat you both as a runner and equally as a passer. And that's really where his game has developed. Defensive coordinators, they don't sleep very much when they know they're facing this guy and all the problems that he presents.
Now the first carry for King Henry. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this ball.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lamar going to work from the pistol. That's to the tight end, Kohler. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. The line needing 11 here on third down. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. On third down, Jackson. Oh, they are on him with a flash, and he's lost the football. One of the Raiders has got it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, number 2 overall pick going back to 2016, the veteran Carson Wentz.
While he may not be the MVP candidate he was just a few years back, there is no question he is someone who still has all the tools to be a successful NFL quarterback. Let's not forget, he was one of the highest paid players in the entire league at one point. Now, it's clear, those days are obviously in the rearview mirror, but there's no denying he's a great option, and he's going to get his shot here today.
He'll tuck it and take off. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Second down and 3. Here's a first carry for their running back. And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
A run on first and goal. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll go with him again. He brings it down to the 5-yard line, but now it is 3rd and goal. To throw, here's Wentz. It is brought in the end zone. Trey Tucker. Touchdown, Vegas. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Justice Hill to return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense ready now for their 2nd drive. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. One of the tight ends motions right. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. And that ball incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
2nd down. Jackson. He finds Likely, his tight end. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
They'll motion over Flowers. Jackson now on 2nd down. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Here's Henry. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. Left side into the hands of Hopkins.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. A first down throw for Jackson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? They'll send a tight end in motion. On play action, here's Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Ravens are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Wentz. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Taking off, and he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
To throw, Wentz. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Back is Wentz. He gets this one to Tucker. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath. and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
Now Wentz. That one caught over the middle by the rookie. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a 3rd and 2. Now faking the give. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
So after 1, it's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas after this. On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll motion over Flowers. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Now Lamar going to hang on to it. And maybe the quarterback should have given that one away. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on them. And in this case, they're able to hold them to no gain.
Off the play fake. Jackson taking off. He'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. In motion is Myers. Throwing is Wentz. Over the middle. That's the tight end, Bowers. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Wentz. That one caught by Tucker. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Trying to pick this one up on the fighting for the marker. He loses the football. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Ravens offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. The tight end motioning left here. Going to go right back to Henry. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Jackson from the gun on 3rd down. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Raven 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. To the tight end, Likely. Down and 7. Now it's Jackson. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
On the give, here's Henry. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Bateman is the motion man. Play action now. Jackson. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make, and of course that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL, but also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on 3rd down, and give yourself a chance.
3rd and long for Jackson. Now, deep ball for Bateman. And he will go all the way. job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strike.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. And the Ravens are on top. It's now 10-7. Go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense starting to trot out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll take this forward maybe 2-3 yards, but doesn't matter. We have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Still 1st down.
Drive will start on the ground. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Up on 2nd and long. To throw, here's Wentz. Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And they're gonna move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. He'll drop to throw. Got a man downfield. It's Thomas. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. A big-time play for Vegas. 32 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Back to throw. That is hauled in at the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders are on top. It's 14-10. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Hopkins sent in motion. On 1st and 10, Jackson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. It's the tight end Likely in motion. On play action, here's Jackson. That's to the tight end Kohler. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Jackson up top again. Now he'll run. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Turn things over to their field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens start back within a point. It's 14-13. Final second now of this first half as this one is away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Wentz. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg.
A tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A 1-point game as quarter 3 begins. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. In motion is Myers. To throw, Wentz. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Wentz fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Throwing is Wentz. Gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on 3rd down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. In motion is Myers. Wentz. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's a short one. Caught by Bowers. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9. Back is Wentz. That's to the right side. And caught by Bowers. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another first down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll look to throw. He'll go right back to Bowers. He's got it again. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Here's a run. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time, he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Raiders extend the lead to 8. It's 21-13. Once more as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Ravens offense get ready for their opening possession of this second half. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Bateman is the motion man. Off the play fake. Jackson. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of the couple.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. The shotgun, here's Jackson. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Ravens bring their punt team out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, here's Wentz. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the 1st half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
They send him right out of the slot. He'll drop to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
It's 4th down.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. The Ravens offense ready to take over possession of the football. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. They'll power it, push the pile forward. It's a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. On the option, they give it to Henry. And he'll be brought down past the 30. That is good enough to move the chains. First down.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Baltimore.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. Lamar going to work from the pistol. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
They'll run it with Henry. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. They'll motion over Flowers. They'll run out of the gun with Henry. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
He's just such a hard guy to get on the ground. You can see just his strength and his ability to fight through contact. But give credit to the defense. They kept coming after him, and Eventually, they got him down on the ground, and they got him down for a loss.
They'll go again here with Henry. And they'll stop him. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but they didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be third down.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
On third down, Jackson. He finds Likely, his tight end. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's Wentz from the pistol. There's that man again, another catch.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Now they'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Second and 7. Here's Wentz. That's brought in by Myers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Anybody who thought this coach was going to get conservative with this late lead is sadly mistaken, Mike. They're out here still throwing haymakers with this passing game. They're not content with just having the lead. They're looking to increase it.
To throw, Wentz. This one hauled in by Thomas. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Now Wentz. He runs with it. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wentz. Wide open. There is Bowers. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up 2nd down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Wentz. This is caught at 2. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
A run on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Vegas. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. The team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Jackson looking to throw. He'll try and set up the screen to Hill. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
They'll drop to throw to the tight end, Likely. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. A 1st down throw for Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And 4. Jackson up top again. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now the Ravens use their 1st timeout as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. To the air one more time with Jackson. That's to the tight end, Kohler. to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll motion a tight end right. Again, it's Jackson. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Jackson now to throw on first down. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins. And he'll be taken down. Oh. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. And now it's a 9-point game, so they'll go for just 1 here. The kick here is good, so they are back within a possession. All they do here is try to recover an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here, an onside kick, not much of a chance.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one, a win for the Raiders. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. In the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders, winners here. We'll see if there are other winners outside. So long from Vegas.